Hey YouTube, Errol here, the Comic Chief, and today I will be reviewing Marvel's Conan the Barbarian, issue number 277. The issue's title is The Life and Death of Conan Part 2. Jason Aaron wrote this stellar issue, and I loved it. Isad Ribic, he drew the beautiful cover art, and Mahmoud Asrar was responsible for the interior art. The characters in this issue include Conan, his panther, picked warriors, the ghost snake, a picked shaman, the picked villagers, more ghost snakes, a king snake. You'll see. The story takes place sometime during Conan's life at a point where he is already established as a hero in distant lands. This issue takes place in the Pictish wilderness, and somewhere near the Black River and Thunder River, this all takes place. I admit my world history was weak in high school and college, so I had to Google the definition of a Pict. According to Merriam-Webster dictionary, a Pict is a member of an ancient people inhabiting northern Scotland in Roman times. From the storytelling, what I gather is that they're a savage people, and yeah. The issue begins with Conan traveling with his panther companion and Picts, attempting to hunt Conan down. We find Conan battling the Picts, and a bloody battle ensues. It's awesome. Conan swings his axe and cuts into Picts, one by one, over and over, with no end in sight. And then their battle is interrupted by a giant ancient serpent known as the Ghost Snake. As Conan saves a Pict from the jaws of the Ghost Snake, we find them surrounded by several more Ghost Snakes. As Conan is slaying them, one by one, he's drenched in their blood. And let me tell you, parental advisory is encouraged for this one. So much blood to include their venom. He finds himself blacking out and waking up in a Pict shaman's hut. YouTube, I'm sure you've heard the phrase, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. And the shaman explains to Conan that the reason he was spared and saved from the ghost snake's venom was because he realized that he could make Conan the salvation for the Pictish people. He had to convince them not to slay him while he was passed out from the venom. So the shaman takes a Sumerian Conan on a tour of their village. He explained that although they are a savage people, they are still a great people, and that if they could put their differences aside and put it past them, it could be a home for Conan. Throughout their encounter, the shaman opens Conan's eyes that he does not belong with civilized people, but with the Pict. Conan is a man of savage people, more importantly, a barbarian. And the more time that Conan spent with the people, the more his hatred for them was replaced by a respect. A respect that was like a fire that burned inside of him. There are fantastic images of him working with the people, preparing for battle, and eventually slaying more of the ghost snakes. He began to see the people as his own family, and not just savages. They would dance, they would celebrate, and they would gather around a bonfire nightly. So Conan realized he was far from what was once home and civilization, and that didn't bother him. He actually smiled. So their final battle was the first time that Conan slayed a king. And the book does say, or the narration says, that he would slay many more kings. The King of the Snakes was that king that he slayed, and he was an epic battle ensued. So it's Picts versus the Ghost Snakes, and the King Snake was told in beautiful storytelling and art. As the battle finished, they celebrate with the King Snake's head on a fire. We find Conan getting ready to wander off and continue his adventures as if the time spent with the Picts was just a job and ready to put behind him. The shaman offers Conan the option of staying and making the Pict wilderness his home. But Conan explains that he doesn't belong with them. The shaman says he doesn't belong with the Hyborians, By the way, Hyborians are the amazing civilized people that Conan's creator Robert E. Howard created for this Conan universe, now the Marvel universe. So Conan explains he doesn't belong anywhere and that whatever home he makes will be with his own bloody hands and the weapons that those bloody hands are holding. As he is leaving, the shaman refers to Conan as his friend, and that, moving forward, won't be easy. And he was right. So we find Conan back in Velatrium with the civilized people he once enjoyed, but he feels disconnected. He no longer enjoys the wine that he used to thought was sweet, but now it tasted sour. And he seems annoyed of the other locals speaking of Picts like they were savage scum. The art tells that Conan obviously does not agree. Furthermore, he now has trouble sleeping, longing to go back across the river to the Pict wilderness. Conan wishes for more. Finally, as he is walking out of the bar, we find two orphan beggars outside, asking him for money. And plot twist, we see that these are the two children of the Crimson Witch. So the issue winds up not picking up right where the first issue left off, and at first I was a little bit annoyed, but the storytelling in this was crucial, and I think, frankly, essential to us really getting to know who Conan is or was. So having the two children show up at the end, I think that was definitely perfect, and that connects it to the overall story. I'm not sure if Conan saw them, but from what I'm guessing, this takes place before that first ending issue story, and he has not yet met the children or knows that the Crimson Witch is still alive at this point. All right, YouTube. So my favorite thing about the writing, I'll tell you what, the narration, it doesn't necessarily carry the story, but it's so damn good. I feel that if there was no dialogue at all, Marvel and Jason Aaron could get by without having anyone say one word. It's like this comic book is more than a comic book, and to me, it's like reading an actual book. Without having to invest 100% of my time into a book. For example, by taking a break after a chapter-long binge. I don't know how to explain it, but wow, so good. My favorite panel in the book is when Conan is leading the Pictorian warriors into battle. And there's this panel where he yells, "Fight like Picts!" And I think that's badass. So for Conan to fight them at the beginning of the story, then befriend them, then gain mutual respect for each other, and then trust him to lead them into battle, tells so much for who he is and what Conan was to me when I was a kid. This issue makes me want to actually pop the movies in right after I do this review and go watch them. Even the first issue didn't do that for me. So, Jason Aaron, well done. Hopefully, the steam keeps building up and it keeps going. So on to the final verdict. Art, thumbs up, yes. Writing, of course, awesome. The plot, tremendous plot, and it serves the overall story arc well. And it's a great standalone issue too. Character development, we really get to see what Conan is about. And even as an established hero and talked about person in the Conan universe, he still has the ability to mean something to people who were once his enemy. So for the Picts, it was seeing was believing, right? Is this worth the price tag? Yes. And actually, to be honest, I would have paid $4.99 again. But don't tell Marvel that, because they would actually just price jump it and they'd be okay with it. So, yep, this was a 5 of 5 for me. Perfect Jason Aaron quality. And yeah, that's all I got, YouTube. So please let me know what you think in the comment section below. This is the Comic Chief going offline.